Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be playing some Forza Horizon 4. This time I will be trying to test out at 8K. Of course I don't own an 8K monitor, so I'm using DSR to get to this resolution, but it will give you that type of performance of a native 8K display. So as you can see, running at ultra settings now. This game can be pushed all the way to extreme, but given that we're at 8K and performance is already at a very taxing level, I thought I'd be a little bit more reserved and go with ultra settings. No anti-aliasing for obvious reasons. Anyone who thinks that they need anti-aliasing at 8K, then you just don't understand what anti-aliasing was designed for. Absolutely no need. So that is the in-game settings now. Let's see how the game performs. I do have the NVIDIA performance monitor in the top left hand corner. I appreciate this will be really small and most of you guys won't be able to see this on YouTube or your handheld devices, but there's also a performance monitor in the top right hand corner that scales a lot better. 8K just seems to be too big for the performance monitor to show clearly, so getting about 42-43 FPS at the moment. It's going to go on a little drive and you guys can see some 8K gameplay. Now personally, I think the 8K is a bit of a marketing gimmick from NVIDIA's side. Unless you have DLSS as an option, you're really not going to be able to game at 8K properly. As you can see, not holding 60 FPS, but not too far away at the moment. And I'm hoping that we can at least maintain at least 45 to 50 FPS on average. I mean, it will be playable and it will be like a step in the right direction, but honestly, there isn't really any 8K games available for those who think that that's the RTX 3090 was created for that. That's just NVIDIA marketing. So the car I'm using now is the Apollo 50, I think it's the Apollo 11. Bit of a kind of a rare car. You can't just go out and buy this, but it is an amazing performer. Grips the road very well, and it's pretty rapid. I wouldn't say it's as fast as the Koenigsegg CRGT, but it is fast. And it's really unique as well. I've got the Deadpool skin here as well. It's one thing I love about Forza. The community is just amazing when it comes to artwork. There's really talented painters that you can just download their artwork. You can vote them, and then you actually can sell your work as well to gain in-game credits. So Forza's really implemented the community aspect of this game in a very meaningful way. Just about avoided that. The car can plant itself to the road sometimes, so even when you're trying to turn out the way, it doesn't want to move too nimbly sometimes. It's gonna try and get to the motorway and open this car up properly, but it's driving in these back streets. It looks a lot faster when you're driving in these types of roads because there's just so much around you. It's all zooming past you at ridiculous frame rate, but we are doing at least 55 to 48 frames per second here and there, so I have to say it is playable. I mean, this is still quite remarkable to consider that this is 4 times the resolution of 4K, and it's playable. And you know, I wish the NVIDIA performance monitor had a VRAM usage monitor, so I can't see how much RAM I'm using, but I'm fairly certain I'm definitely exceeding 10 gigabytes, I would expect, at ultra settings. So, but the game is ridiculously sharp. I wish I had a native 8K screen to actually experience it in all its glory. But it does look still supreme. You do get that little bit of quality uplift even when you down sample. It looks great. I still don't think it's quite ready yet. Be interesting to see if, and we know it's going to happen at some point when NVIDIA come with their refresh, they bring out a card that has, I don't know, more refined GDDR6X, so something that comes out the box at 21 gigabytes per second maybe, or even a HBM HBME type card when that's ready. So that would be interesting once we increase bandwidth even more. 8K may become a real possibility sooner than we think. but for now at least it is more of a gimmick than anything. But you guys seem to want to see this stuff, so I'll definitely be bringing you some more 8K gameplay as I start to go through my own list, but just give me a bit of time. I'm going to prioritize 4K for now, and then I'll bring you some 8K here and there, just kind of drip feed you guys that stuff. But yeah, doing over 60 frames per second here on the motorway, which is kind of incredible, to be honest. So we all know Forza Horizon very optimized. This will run very well on pretty much all the hardware available, but you're going to need some serious grunt to do 8K, and the RTX 3090 seems to be rising to the challenge at the moment. So I'm going to look for a local event, something that I can kind of work towards, maybe a Colossus, and kind of give you guys a full tour of the island so you can kind of take in the performance and make up your own minds. What do you think? 8K gaming, is it here, or do you just think it's just a bit of marketing from Nvidia? If you ask me, I think it's a bit of both. You have to pick your battles. DLSS 2.1 or 2.0 will certainly help bridge that gap when the performance isn't there. Just crash there. It is a little bit hard to control these ultra fast cars on these really tight roads. Sometimes traffic just pops out at you out of nowhere, and you kind of got to be very quick to react. So yeah, the Colossus event is basically a whole lap of the island, and you're basically at full speed almost the full way. So it's like a long sprint. Whoever gets to the finishing line first, it's not laps. Definitely one of my favorite events, and this car will do a great job. It's a shame that I've done the paintwork and cracked the screen, so I'm not getting the clearest display right now, so I might just put it back to third person for the most part, just to have a clearer view of the road.
You have arrived at your destination.
Okay, it's time to jump into the event. Hopefully I'll get the victory. Okay, ready to go. Straight past the Viper. It's going to take the Lamborghini and the Tuscan Speed 12 next. Those two should get taken fairly easily with the Apollo 11. It's got really good acceleration and control. I love the Speed 12 from TVR, but it's just a little bit too heavy for my opinion. But it's got ridiculous top speed. So letting him know I'm there. So with other cars around, I'm doing around 50 frames per second, which is respectable. Just as I said that I dropped down to 49, but it's not a massive difference. It's teetering and tottering around a 48 to 55 FPS range. That's what you should expect from playing at 8K with Forza. But we've got to remember, this is ultra settings. We can obviously turn things down to maintain that locked 60, but I think part of the allure, part of the incentive to play at such a high resolution is to be able to take in all the high quality textures, all of the you know, the artwork as the highest quality settings as possible. So it's a little bit counterproductive in my opinion when you want to reduce too many settings just to kind of compensate for the frame rate. So I will try to run my 8K gameplay games as best as I can in terms of visual quality. So don't ask me to try and drop down to medium and things like that. I just don't think it makes any sense. The whole point of playing at 8K is just for the visual feast, and that's what I'm getting right now. It absolutely looks stunning. So yeah, it's a little bit hard to race and talk at the same time, so hopefully I can get the win. I'm doing a good job at the moment, but I'll probably be a little bit quicker if I was just racing on my own without doing this video. I may have to send NVIDIA some feedback about their performance monitor to see if they can increase the scale of it for when you're playing at 8K, because it is a little bit too small for it to be practical. But at least they were thinking outside the box, and they realized gamers really like to know how their hardware is doing just as much as they like to play games. For me specifically, I get just as much enjoyment as testing new hardware as I do playing new games. So this is kind of why I bought the RTX 3090. Yes, a lot of you guys were asking me to get it, but I've worked hard all year, of course, and this is more of a treat to myself than anything. There's no value or price to performance crowns being won here, but the card is an absolute marvel. Literally doing everything that I want it to as a 4K gamer. I've got no complaints whatsoever. Feels really, really nice to know that you've got no VRAM constraints. Nothing's going to fill that 24GB VRAM limit, so you kind of just game freely. And the raw performance of the RTX 3090 with a slight overclock, it really does give you that 60 FPS that you need. There's a few games that I'm interested in trying out to see if that's the same case. Like I think I'm going to try out Senua's Sacrifice. I'm also going to try out Red Dead Redemption 2. Everyone wants to see that. I'll be bringing you guys that soon. I'll also be bringing you some other really demanding games that I know that the RTX 2080 Ti struggled with at getting 60 FPS locked. So stay tuned for that. So many games to get through. Please be patient with me. It does take a little bit more time to upload these videos than you think. I have to build them. I don't have to upload them, tag them, do all the artwork. It does take a lot of my time. So I want to do requests, but let me work through my own list first, and then I'll get to you guys later. But certainly enjoying the work. Don't think it's a burden for me. I enjoy doing this, which is why I do it. Some people think this is my job. It really isn't. It's a hobby to me. It always will be. I have a full-time job, and I keep this separate. This is like my escape. So got the victory. Very happy with that. And you guys have been able to kind of take in the performance figures as well. So hopefully this has been useful to anyone that wanted to see what this card could do at native 8K, sorry, without any DLSS involved. So let's see what I can win here on this wheel. Oh, we got black cargo pants. That is superb. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it for me. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.